Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be potting up some of the dahlias I have from seed, that I started from seed back in, do I have a date on these? I think they're back in February. So here we are, the end of March, and these guys need a home. So they've been living in seed starting mix, and I believe I gave them a little bit of compost a few weeks ago. That being said, I also have this other dahlia here in front of me. This is a dahlia that I brought with me from New York. It's called Dahlia Franz Kafka. If I'm not mistaken, it has a little white flower, pom-pom perhaps. Not sure. If I'll leave a picture over here. So this is Dahlia Franz Kafka. Now this guy was existing in a pot since actually all of last year, and going into, well, up until just today, I unpotted it. It had a number of tubers which had fallen off, and many that were soft and no good. So I cleaned up all of them, and what I'm left with is this nice bunch of tubers, and I have some new growth. What I'm going to do is I'm going to eventually plant this out into the garden. But for now, what I'm temporarily going to do is I'm going to leave it in this tray, and I'm going to just put some soil around it, and I will keep it moist. And this will hopefully hold it over until I'm ready, probably in the next month and a half, maybe about a month to plant out. One of the things dahlias do not like is cold soil, so that will also be a factor. There we go. So I will keep this moist in this tray. Also, one of the tubers I noticed, and let's see if we can get a close-up of this. Let's see. Okay. I don't know if you can see those white specks. Those are new stems. So from this little tuber, I can grow another dahlia. And this is one of the many things that I enjoy about dahlias, is that you can, as these plants get larger and the tubers get larger, sometimes smaller, they will turn around, and it's actually how they propagate via seed and via tuber. So I'll put that one in the tray as well, and with a little luck, this will carry over until about end of April, and then hopefully by then I will have the spot where they're going to go into the ground all set up. And this, don't forget your tag, and this dahlia, as well as many others that I have purchased over the internet, will then go into the ground and will have incredible flowers, probably going from September onwards, maybe July. No, I'm sorry, August onwards. I've never grown dahlias in growing zone 8A. I don't know exactly how they're going to react or what they're going to do. So this is a learning experience for me. They will grow here. That's not a problem. So, but for the time being, that's where that dahlia is going to go. Many dahlias do not like to be grown in pots simply because the tubers get so large. Franz Kafka, I believe, is one of those. I believe it gets to about 2 foot tall. I'm not sure. If I'm wrong, I'll post it up someplace. But they like to spread a little bit. You know, I like to have their feet, stretch out. One of the plants that does not necessarily need to have their feet stretched out, as it were, is the next dahlia that I'm going to plant up, which is dahlia I've been growing from seed, called red skin dahlia. Now these guys are small, so you can see them right here now. These are still babies. They grow up to about 18 inches tall. And what I'm going to do, I have many of these. This is a small fraction of the dahlias that I have. Some of the dahlias will go into the front garden. These dahlias will be going into pots. So what I'm going to do first, is just fill up the pot with some soil. I'm using a raised bed mix, Miracle-Gro raised bed mix. I've recently discovered this product. It's very nice. It is it's more expensive than maybe a store brand or something else, but has, I think, a proper mixture of soil, organic material. It's a good light fluffy mix. Dahlias don't necessarily like being drowned, so a good draining mix is good for dahlias. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put 3 dahlias into this one pot. And the reason I'm doing that is because, again, it's fairly large. And I think I can get away with it. So I think that'll be good. So we got 1. Doesn't want to come out of its pot here. 2. And I'm going to go with maybe this one right here. Oh no, I want this one. Fill in with soil. Move unwanted plant label. There we go. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to throw in some plant supports. Because once these guys start flowering, they'll get a little heavy, top heavy, and then they'll flop over, and that's never good for anything. So I'll throw in these plant supports. There we go. In fact, 2 of these right now are getting a little floppy. So I'm just going to simply tie that off to the plant support. Don't have to tie it tight. I've found. I like to do a little overhand knot there on the plant support. And then a little, just a square knot, leaving a ample, there you go, ample space for the plant to continue to grow up and move around a bit. This one's getting a little large, so we'll do the same thing. We'll just throw a bit of string on there, twine. I'm going to go underneath this leaf. Oops, there we go. And this is not necessarily how to, this is just how I do it. So there you go. That should provide some support, and if I need to come back at a later point in time to add additional support, I will. So I'm just going to move this one aside for the moment. Potting bench is coming useful, huh? Yeah. I'm just throwing some broken pottery into the bottom of the pot, and that will simply add, prevent the soil from escaping out. Of the bottom hole. Maybe one more scoop. Okay. And these smaller pots, I'm just going to do 2. Tuck the soil in around the plants. Throw some plant support in. And the next 2, a couple of plant supports. Go. Alrighty. So that's about it. Okay, so I planted up my red skin dahlias, some of them at least. Like I said, others will go into the front yard, and perhaps even a couple will go into the temporary dahlia beds that I will be planting up. That'll be in a future episode. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. This way you don't miss that episode where I plant up the dahlias into the temporary beds. I eventually plan on building a dahlia garden. That probably won't happen until next year. In the meantime, though, I have plans for the dahlias and where I'd like to put them. Go. Sorry, talking and tying is hard. So yes, so here it is. These dahlias, again, the red skin dahlias are in the pots. Some of them will go into into another bed, which I will show in another episode. The Dahlia Franz Kafka is in its temporary home until I have a spot for him. He will go with the other dahlias, which I've already received some of. They're just tubers at the moment. But again, I'll be planting them out and I'll bring you along for that as long as you're subscribed. If you don't follow me on Instagram, give a follow on Instagram. There you will see pictures of of things you may not see here, probably of things you don't see here. I try to post up different items on Instagram than I do here on YouTube. And I think that's about it for now. Wind is picking up a little bit. I'm gonna finish tidying up here, water these plants, and then put them in a nice spot and keep an eye on them. I think that's about it for today. I will catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.